The time was the 1700s. It was a time of technological innovation. New machines came into play in advancing the world. Efficient and cheaply made products became more common with the mechanization of the industry, which led to the mass production of the pottery and cotton industries. It was the time of the Industrial Revolution. The spinning process has always been a slow one in the cottage industries until 1764 with James Hagerman's invention of the spinning jenny, which improved thread production. In 1769, Richard Arkwright invented the water frame, which improved the quality of thread, making it strong enough to be used without wool or linen. And since it required water power for the larger machines, it moved away from the cottage areas, establishing factories or cotton mills along the areas of fast-flowing streams. Samuel Crompton improved on both the jenny and the water wheel, combining their best two features, and in 1785 invented the spinning wheel, producing an even stronger, higher quality thread which was produced muslin cloth at a lower cost. In order for the weaving industry to keep up with the supply of thread, John Kay invented the flying shuttle loom in 1773, which doubled a weaver's productivity. Another invention contributing to the efficient production of cotton was the invention of the power loom in 1785 by Samuel Cartwell and Harry Cord, improving on its design by replacing those early wooden machines with new machines made of iron. With the invention of the cotton gin by America's Eli Whitney in 1793, which made extracting cotton from the plant much easier and more economical, cotton farming rose exponentially in America, producing 5/6 of the world's total by the late 1850s, and stimulating its own cotton industry. Ions and machines sprang up during the Industrial Revolution. For example, the invention of steam engines and steam-driven vehicles took place. James Watt invented the steam engine, and Cognate put a steam engine on a vehicle to make a steam-powered vehicle. Fybuck and Stephenson put a steam engine on a locomotive car. Steam power was taken further in 1803, when Robert Fulton created an efficient steam-powered boat. James Small discovered the iron plow in 1784, and then in 1786, Andrew Meikle developed the threshing machine. Before the 1700s, pottery came from China and was very expensive, and it was mainly for the upper classes. But as America started to grow, tea and coffee became more common. Shipping pottery from China was very expensive, so people started to make it in the Americas. Pottery companies and factories started to become more and more common, and people began to come up with new ideas to make the process much easier. One innovation was made by Ralph Shaw in 1730, and it was called the slip kiln. This innovation proved very efficient because it did not require the sun to evaporate the water. Instead, it was fired by coal. Clay bodies can now be made faster when needed. Another advancement was the creation of liquid glaze by Enroth Booth. Originally, powder would be sprinkled on the clay and fire everything at once. The new fluid glaze would be easier to spread and fire quicker, even though it required 2 firings. The method that Enroth Bush came up with was called dipping. The new glaze led to a change in firing. The first firing was called biscuit firing, and it was at a temperature of 1,150 degrees Celsius to about 1,250 degrees Celsius. The second firing was about 100 degrees Celsius less. Because the clay needed 2 firings, the new steam pumping engine was created by Joseph Spode in 1779, and in 1759, Josiah Wedgwood created the plyometer. This new innovation could measure the temperature of the kiln. It was important because it made sure everything was fired the same. Before the plyometer, the kiln might have been different temperatures in different parts of it, so the pottery would never be overdone or not done enough. The use of plaster in Paris in 1745 made it easier to mold common shapes, and shapes such as pineapple and cauliflower teapots. Those became very popular. The last innovation in the field of pottery was the organization of factories. They were divided first and second levels, and they were again differed into different departments. The first level was for the heavy work, such as throwing and turning of the clay. The second level was for the lighter work, such as casting, dish pressing, and plate making and decorating.